If you're in your desk chair and feeling a little achy, or maybe you just came home from work or a long day and you want to loosen up a bit, but you don't feel like getting on the floor and you don't feel like standing up, I've got a pretty chill, relaxing chair yoga flow for you. Dr. Marcia here, your friendly neighborhood physical therapist, certified yoga teacher, and author of Movement for Everybody. So, you're going to need a chair that you're sitting in, no wheels. Make sure it's sturdy. 4 corners on the same surface, level. And then you'll need another chair in front of you or a table. If the table is pretty low, you might need blocks or pillows or something to bring the height up. Because we do want, what is this, about chest height. It might depend on you. I have a short torso, so just not a coffee table size. Does that make sense? Okay. So otherwise have soft things nearby just in case you need it for comfort, blankets, pillows. Harder things like books and blocks if you need to make up some space. I'll do my best to call out when I think you could use those things. If you think of your own, go for it, okay? So let's sit comfortably in the chair, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you're leaning back, maybe you're not. Let's start with our Ujjayi ocean breaths, in through the nose. Open mouth, fog a mirror. Again. One more time. Now we're going to find that warrior breath. Breathe in through the nose. Same idea, but keep your lips sealed. One more time. Nice. Let's wake up the neck a little bit, side to side. Maybe turn side to side. Nice. Let's do a couple cat and cows. Hands could be down, hips, thighs, hug behind you. Maybe you want to reach up and down, whatever. So when we breathe in, we arch. When we breathe out, we curl. Pick where you want your hands to go. Breathe in, arch. Maybe you look up. Breathe out, curl. 2 more. Breathe in. Out and curl. Last one. Breathe in. Out and curl. Nice. Let's wake up the wrist a little bit. Do some circles. Switch directions. Let's wake up the legs a little bit. Do some ankle circles with your feet on the floor. Keep that ocean breath. Switch directions. Nice. Let's go ahead and lean back into the chair and get on the tippy toes, and we're going to tilt right and left. So breathe in, out, for right, breathe in, back up, and out, for left. One more time, breathe in, back up, out, knees right, breathe in, back up, out, knees left, breathe in, reset. Let's get into the shoulders a little more, some shoulder rolls back and back. And now switch, forward and forward. Let's bring the feet closer in, as close as comfortable, maybe smack dab together, maybe not. Pushing into the floor and knees in. Breathe in, shrug the shoulders up, maybe reach up, and then exhale. Do the palms at your side facing forward for a seated mounted pose. My scaps are squeezing together. My legs are pushing down. Hold the squeezes for a breath in and out. Relax. Sensational. Let's breathe in. Lift the right leg. Help it up if you need to. Exhale and lower it. Again, breathe in, lift, hold it if you need to. Exhale, lower it. Last one, breathe in, lift. You can exhale and lower or add a twist. Maybe you straighten the leg for a modified hand to big toe. Either way, everyone's exhale, back to the center. Same thing on the left side. Breathe in, lift leg up. Exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, lower. Maybe you're not helping it. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, lower, or optional, exhale, twist. Maybe straight leg, maybe reach big toe, maybe you don't. For a breath, everybody exhales and meets back here. Let's do a couple cat and cows, breathing in and out. In and out. One more, in and out. Nice. Let's breathe in and out. Exhale, straighten the right leg. If you have that chair in front of you, you could lean against the chair, the foot against the chair, up to you. The left leg is pushed down against the ground. We're going to inhale. Exhale, fold it out. Inhale, back up. Exhale, let it fall out. Inhale, back up. Exhale, leave it there. If you're feeling mighty uncomfortable, you can try block under that foot. You could play around with where the foot is, bring it closer, bring it farther, right? Find that spot. So from here, we're gonna work on some forward fold. So we're kind of doing head to knee like if you were sitting on the floor from a chair. So your hands can slide down. They could be on hips or they could be up. We're gonna go up and down 3 and then hold. So breathe in, get tall. Exhale, lower. Breathe in, back up. Exhale, lower. Breathe in, back up. Exhale, hold wherever you're comfortable. If you have that other chair and it feels comfortable to lean on that, go for it. We're gonna hang out for a breath. Your next inhale, come up. Keep the left leg where it is. Exhale, bend the right knee. We're gonna go to seated pigeon next. So if you feel good where you're at with the leg on the floor, leave it there. Or maybe you want to, if you're using a block, go on a higher height so you get a little more rotation. Or maybe you feel good with crossing that leg over on your lap. Up to you. So we're gonna breathe in. Get taller. Exhale, find our pigeon, whatever that looks like. So we're gonna hold a breath, breathing in and out. One more breath, optional forward fold. One more breath. Everybody meets back up. Breathe in, get tall. Exhale, drop the foot. Let's switch sides. Inhale, we're straight. Exhale, left foot straightens. Inhale. Exhale, right knee falls out. Inhale, back up. Exhale, back out. Inhale, back up. Exhale, back out. Leave it there. If you're feeling not so nice, play around again with blocks, maybe soft things if your butt hurts. Add some softness there. Play around with where it is, this foot in relation to your straight leg. Maybe you need to adjust yourself in the chair. Remember, we're going down and up for 3 and then holding however is comfortable, whatever you want with your hands. So let's breathe in, get tall. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, up. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, up. Breathe out, fold, and hold. In whatever way is comfortable. We're holding a breath. Nice. Let's inhale back up. Exhale, plant the left foot down. We're going for our pigeon. Again, you could stay right here if that feels like a good enough stretch. If you're using the block, you could play with height on the block or double up on your blocks. If you know you want to go up, then go up. All right, so breathe in, get a little taller. Exhale, if you're lifting, go ahead and lift that leg up. We hold for a breath. Another breath with an optional fold. Breathing in, exhaling forward. We're gonna hold another breath. Nice, breathe in, get taller. Exhale, put the leg down. Let's do a couple cat and cows. Breathing in and out. I say a couple, but I always mean 3. One more. Nice. We just did a lot of forward folding. So let's open up a little bit for some back bending. So we have options. We can reach forward and cactus arms. If that just doesn't seem like that's too much work, we could have straight arms and reach back. Maybe you hold the chair. Maybe you reach back to go behind your back. As long as you're not here, whatever is comfortable with the arms works. Okay, so we're breathing in, hands forward. Exhale, hands back. Breathing in, hands forward. Exhale, hands back. Whichever option, breathing in, hands forward. Exhale, hands back, whichever option you have. Inhale, let's relax. Exhale, let's all go for the straight one, back. Maybe we hold, so we can hold that comfortably for a second. Hold it for a breath. Maybe you play around with moving your neck side to side. So I lied. Let's do 2 more breaths. Let's lean away from the right shoulder towards the left for a breath. Switch to the other side. Next inhale, release. And exhale, relax. Get your wiggles out. Nice. Let's scoot all the way back into the, ooh, she's cold. Let's scoot all the way back into the chair and work on a little bit more extension. So hands could be on your thighs, sliding back. If you feel uncomfortable at your neck, then don't go back as far. If it's comfortable for your arms to be up, you can also support your neck. That's what I'm gonna do because my neck is feeling uncomfortable with that. But that's the motion that we're gonna do. So we're breathing in, we're up tall. We exhale, extend. Breathing in, we're up tall. Exhale, extend for a seated back bend. Breathing in, up tall. Exhale, extend for a seated back bend. Hold a breath. Inhale, back up. Wherever your arms are, let them drop. All right. We're going to do a seated down dog. This is another thing to use the opposite chair for. So you could play around with how wide you want your legs. That's just going to give you more sensation in your hips and more room for your belly and your body to come through. You could also play around with how far you want the legs to be. They could be further out or closer to you. And then you'll place your hands on the chair. You'll also need to play around with, if you don't want to forward fold that much, maybe you don't need to move the chair. But if you want to forward fold a little more, you might have to push the chair. And I want you pushing against the chair like we're doing a down dog on the floor. Okay, so let's breathe in, get a little taller, exhale, fold forward, pushing away. Getting a nice big pulling feeling on our backs maybe. If this is feeling like too much work, you can skip it entirely and lean on your elbows. Or if you don't want to forward fold again, go back to the back bend, okay? Wherever you are, let's do 2 more breaths. And then next inhale, come on back up. Well, let's just take a minute, get comfy. You can slouch and lean a bit if you want. Let's just take a couple of breaths. If you need some wiggles out in your neck or your ankles or whatever, go ahead and go for it. Otherwise, we're gonna give it 30 seconds of a debrief. Not really thinking about anything, just maybe savoring some sensations. Hopefully we're feeling pretty good and loosened up and regulated maybe. That'd be great. Maybe your eyes are open, maybe they're closed, doesn't matter. You could breathe regularly. You can let go of that ocean breath if you were still doing it. And whenever you're ready, you could sit on up. Maybe get one last stretch out. Whatever your body's asking for before we call it a day. Sensational. Alrighty, there was your chill, super chill chair yoga flow. Hopefully you're feeling good. If you are, hit that thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. Anything else you'd like to see? Any other things you need help with? Let me know. See you next time.